I am making this video to ask a serious question. Should some art be censored? Because recently I decided to read a comic book series called Lost. It's written by Garth Ennis, the absolute king of messed up horror. Ennis did exactly what he always does. He took a cool premise, basically zombies, but they can use guns, and injected it with pure nihilism. Buckets of blood, severe sexual assault. To his horrorcore fans, is a masterpiece. To anyone else will say so, it's lethal PGSG. I'm not even kidding. I barely carded with the series, and I had to quit. Lost is what happens when someone dies for 5 seconds, goes to hell, asks Satan for ideas, and comes back to write a comment. So pick your bags, people. We are going to read this together. Then, like the good friends we are, we can share a room at the local mental hospital. Sounds amazing, what? But Corey carts normally. People are hanging out, drinking coffee, living their best lives. Then a random guy walks in with a pile that would horrify the devil. He bites someone. The infection plays within a few minutes. The world falls apart, planes are falling from the sky, people are decaying it. It's utter cut to a few years later. The apocalypse is in full clang. Our main characters made a guy with a brilliant plan. He claims he heard that salt can hurt the affected. Our common sense main characters look at him and say, there is zero place that works. This is real life, not a sci-fi movie. So they leave the Salt King behind, and sucker, his perfect plan completely fails. The affected, who make the bad guys and Mad Max look like Disney characters, catch up to him. His wife is assaulted. In a way I refuse to describe. A second later, their daughter is beautifully annihilated right in front of them. The comment doesn't hold back, it forces you to look at every detail. That specific moment is where most sane human beings goes to say whatever innocence they have left and close the book and walk away. This brings us to the actual point of this video. Before my imagination was violently violated by this comment, I was completely against censorship. I still am, but Klaus gently makes me understand why people want it. In my humble opinion, this book canvases the very definition of art. Art is supposed to make you think and feel. It can invoke love, hate, deep sadness. But when does art cross the line into becoming evil? To me, good art relies on powerful themes and meaningful ideas. An amazing piece of art can show you absolute evil, but it does it with a purpose. Look at William Shakespeare, C.S. Lewis, or J.R.R. Tolkien. Look at the Absurd or Death Note. They all showcase illicit evil, but they do it subtly, or to make a greater point. They are about flawed, noble heroes fighting the darkness in the world, and inside their own hearts. Even when horrible things happen, the focus remains on good overcoming evil. Lost doesn't do that. It just revels in the shock value. Should comments like Lost be illegal or censored? Don't get me wrong, I genuinely believe the world would be a better place without cups like this existing. But we live in a society that protects freedom of speech for a reason. We allow extreme concepts so we can debate them, canalize them, and hopefully learn from them. But there's a much deeper reason to fight censorship. It doesn't matter what you like. Someone, somewhere, will be offended by it. We have to anti-censorship. So, fight censorship. It doesn't matter what you like. Someone, somewhere, will be offended by it. So that's why it's dangerous, in my opinion, to start banning works of art just because we think it's evil. Because, what if someone decides what we like is evil? So they then have the right to censor our work? Like, for example, let's say the government decides video games are immoral. So they then have the right to ban video games. Supporting censorship is like opening Pandora's box.